Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I wanted to show you guys something that I thought was pretty amazing. So I was playing on the CTE servers, I was testing some things out, and when I jumped into one of the helicopter, I noticed when I was moving from point A to point B, when I was heading over to one of the objectives, something was moving that normally isn't moving. It's the trees. I don't know if you guys have noticed in the gameplay, whenever I pass over one of the foliage, whenever I pass over one of these palm trees, they're parting away from the helicopter. I thought to myself, has this been in Battlefield since day one? Am I just completely oblivious? Because I'll be honest, I don't fly in helicopters all that often. I'll be the gunner in the attack helicopter if my good friend Level Cap wants to endure the pain that is the attack helicopter, but I've never noticed the trees moving when we fly over something like this. So I went back to the normal server, I wanted to confirm for myself, so I jumped back on to Hanen Resort, and yep, they don't move on the normal battlefield, but on CTE, they absolutely do. And when I thought about it further, I remembered that this was a capability of the Frostbite 3 engine. Like, when DICE was promoting Battlefield 4, one of the ways that they were trying to promote it was with some of these trailers, and remember in one of them, they were demonstrating that they had the capabilities of pushing wind through a map at different intervals from different directions, and the environment in the trees would sway depending on where the wind was coming from and the intensity of it. It was incredible back then. Like, this was one of the features that I was really excited about. It was one of the things about the Frostbite 3 engine that was really next gen, and I could not wait to see that in the multiplayer. But as you guys probably have noticed, that was never in the game. And while they haven't gone into the specific reasons as to why they removed this feature when Battlefield 4 launched, or even the reasons why they added it back on in, I have a suspicion that when the game first launched, it either was too buggy and glitchy. Like, if you guys remember, when Battlefield 4 first came out, it had a lot of crashing problems. And maybe if helicopters were flying over a lot of these trees and trees were moving around, maybe that was one of the reasons why people were experiencing these problems. Or maybe it was just too much of a load and had too many problems with the netcode. This could just be more information that the server is having to, send to the players. Like, when I'm flying my helicopter over a tree, well, it's moving to everyone around me, and if that information then has to bounce not only to me, but also to the enemies, and also to everyone around me, maybe that was causing some problems. I'm not 100% certain. I'm not someone who works on video games. I don't have a firm grasp as to how the netcode or how these issues can arise, but I would assume, or I would imagine, that those would be the two reasons why this wasn't added into the game, at least at release. But now the DICE has had almost a year to hammer out all of these issues, and they probably had a lot of time to fix the bugs and glitches with the Frostbite engine. Maybe, just maybe, this is now the time that they felt like it was appropriate to add this feature on in. I think that this would be incredible. Like, I am crossing my fingers that this gets added back into the normal Battlefield servers. I hope that this is one of the features that is introduced with the upcoming patch, because I think that this is simply amazing. Sure, it's not game-changing. Like, let's be honest, like, this is not going to have a lot of influence on the battlefield. It may save you every once in a while when you're flying in a helicopter, and like, normally you may have just slammed right into a tree, but the wind blows it away, and so you skirt on by, and it doesn't cause you to explode in a nice fiery ball of death. But overall, it is just going to be a really cool aesthetic feature. It's going to add a further layer of immersion, and I think, like I said, I just think this is incredible. The next thing I wanted to talk about quickly was to clear up some misconceptions on the way that the CTE servers work on PC. I think a lot of console users out there are under the impression that when I make a video like today, where I talk about all these new features that are coming to Battlefield, or when I talk about how DICE is going to be changing some weapon balance or improving the netcode, I think they're under the impression that this is going out to all PC users and not just to like 100 people that are, testing it out on the CTE. This is not going out to everyone that plays Battlefield on the PC platform. Like, that is just simply not the case. At any given moment, there may be 60 people testing out these patches on the CTE server. And because of that, you're not able to play on the game modes or the maps that you want to play on, and really what it comes down to is that you're here to test out these patches and give feedback to DICE. Not all of the patches are fantastic. At one moment, DICE increased the movement system to where it was like everyone was traveling at Mach 5, and it sucked to get in firefights with people because they were just strafing back and forth and you could never be consistent with your shots. We of course gave our feedback. We were like, this is terrible, never do this again or never push it this far. They reeled it back, they reeled in the movement system, and now it's in a better place. That is what the test servers are all about. And while I wish that consoles had access to something like this, like I wish that premium members would also have access to this on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, I'm sure it has to do something with Sony and Microsoft. And so when I make a video like today, it's not to go tell console users to go suck a big one because, hey, look what we have on PC and you don't. That is not my intention. My intention is simply to inform you guys as to what is in the pipeline for Battlefield, what we can be expecting from a future update, give my opinion on these changes, and also, at the end of the video, to get your guys' take on it. Like, I read a lot of your ideas, I read a lot of your suggestions and your opinion on these patches, and I think that's what it's all about. But yeah, guys, that's all I really wanted to talk about in today's video. I just really wanted to showcase and demonstrate the new wind effects that are being added into Battlefield 4. But until tomorrow, have a good one and take it easy.